Millionaire sister secretly takes revenge. The true nature of parents is exposed at a family business meeting. Eleanor Hawthorne never thought she would become the center of a major family dispute. As the eldest granddaughter in the Hawthorne family, she has always been looked down on compared to Isabella, the educated and impeccably looking younger sister who is expected by the family to be a worthy heir. But that all changed when Eleanor's grandfather, a legendary entrepreneur and founder of Hawthorne Technologies, left her a 51% stake in the company, worth more than $200 million in his last will. This was not only surprising, but also sparked outrage in her family. Eleanor could not forget the cold gaze of her mother, Amelia, when she heard this news. "You should do the right thing," her mother said, her voice full of pressure. "I don't understand anything about running a company. Isabella has an MBA from Harvard. She is clearly the better choice." Isabella sat there, a smug smile on her face, while her father, Richard, was silent, as if implicitly agreeing with his wife. Eleanor felt isolated among her loved ones, who always saw her as useless, only because she chose a different path, studying and working hard from reality, instead of flashy degrees. When Eleanor refused to sign the share transfer papers, the atmosphere in the room became stifling. She recalled her grandfather's words, "Trust your instincts. I have something that no one in this family has: consistency and honesty." Those words are like a light that illuminates the way in the darkness. Eleanor knew that her grandfather trusted her not only because of her blood, but because of her ability to lead the company to sustainable growth, not based on greed or reputation. Audiences can feel empathy and admire Eleanor, a person who dares to stand up to family pressure to protect her rights. They will encourage her to continue to believe in herself and at the same time seek support from loyal people to overcome the difficulties ahead. Eleanor understands that the war has only just begun. Eleanor walked out of the room feeling her heart was pounding. She realized that, for her family, her value did not lie in her person or ability, but only in the number of shares she held. But Eleanor didn't succumb easily. In her heart, her grandfather's unwavering will was like a smoldering fire, lighting up the road ahead. Still, she knew that she couldn't fight alone. As Eleanor sat quietly in her grandfather's library, where she had always found peace, a knock sounded at the door. Two people walked in: Michael Carter, his grandfather's lawyer, and Victoria Lynn, his most trusted mentor. "Eleanor," Michael began, his eyes full of understanding, "my grandfather predicted this. He left behind the documents and preparations to protect him." Victoria continued, her voice soft but determined. "We're here to help you, but I need to believe in myself and not let my family overwhelm me." The arrival of Michael and Victoria was a flash in the middle of the storm. Eleanor felt no longer alone, and that reinforced her belief that her grandfather was right to put his trust in her. However, this is not an easy battle. Eleanor's family is constantly pressuring, from Isabella's fake sweet words to her mother's cold eyes. But with the support of Michael and Victoria, Eleanor began to understand that inheritance was not just about money or power, but the responsibility to protect her grandfather's legacy. American audiences, who have always upheld independence and justice, will support Eleanor in this struggle. They will encourage her to seek more legal support, learn to lead, and gradually establish herself as an heir. This is the time for Eleanor not only to prove her worth, but also to show the world that honesty and personal bravery will triumph over all intrigues. Eleanor spends many hours in her grandfather's library, where old bookshelves and his portrait seem to be protecting her from the family's intrigues. With the guidance of Michael and Victoria, she begins to open the safe box that her grandfather left behind. Inside, there are not only documents about the company, but also a video that his grandfather recorded before his death. In the video, he appears calm, but his voice is full of determination. "Eleanor, if you're watching this, it means that our family has started to act as I expected. But I trust you. I am the only one who has the integrity and courage to protect this heritage." The grandfather went on to explain that he had anticipated the plots of Amelia, Richard, and Isabella. He left evidence that they had embezzled money from the company, sold technology secrets to rivals, and even hired doctors to forge documents proving his incompetence. Detailed documentation of each shady transaction, internal emails, and secret recordings of them are stored in the box. Eleanor sat stunned, her emotions intertwined between heartache and anger. How could her family go so far just to gain money and power? But instead of feeling frustrated, she felt empowered. With evidence in hand, Eleanor realized that this was not just a personal battle. It was an opportunity for her to protect the legacy that her grandfather had worked so hard to build, and at the same time, shed light on her family's wrongdoings. American audiences will see Eleanor as a symbol of fairness and responsibility. They will encourage her to use evidence strategically, in conjunction with Michael and Victoria, to expose the truth. For Eleanor, it's not just about protecting property, it's also about protecting the moral values that her grandfather passed on: integrity, honesty, and responsibility to the community. She is no longer just an heir, she is becoming a real leader. With clear evidence in hand, Eleanor knew that she couldn't wait any longer. The documents left by her grandfather not only exposed her family's greed and lack of morals, but were also a call to action. She decides to face the truth, no matter what it means to confront her loved ones. Every word in her grandfather's video seemed to echo in her mind. I not only protect the property, but also protect the value that I have spent my life building. Eleanor gathers Michael and Victoria, her loyal mentors, to draw up a plan. Michael, with his extensive legal experience, suggests how to use the evidence strategically. We not only need to expose the truth, but we also need to protect your legal position in the company. Victoria added, Eleanor, you need to be strong in the face of your family. This is not a betrayal, but a defense of the right. Eleanor decides to confront Amelia, Richard, and Isabella during a family meeting. With an unexpected calmness, she put the evidence on the table. Embezzlement documents, audio recordings of the sale of technology secrets, and even forged documents proving that her grandfather was incapacitated. This is what you guys did, she said, her voice firm. I don't want to bring everything to the law, but if you don't sign the waiver of all rights in the company, I will have no choice. Silence filled the room. Her mother, Amelia, tried to justify, but Eleanor's sharp gaze prevented her from continuing. Isabella, usually complacent, now bows her head to avoid her gaze. Eventually, they were forced to sign the paperwork, relinquishing all rights in Montgomery Technologies. American audiences will feel Eleanor's mental strength and courage, qualities that they have always respected. They will support her decision and encourage Eleanor not only to continue to protect the company, but also to focus on building a new legacy. She needs to use this victory to create positive change, not only for herself, but also for the community that her grandfather once loved. This is not just a family confrontation. It is a triumph of values and justice. Eleanor was relieved but uncomfortable looking at the family's signatures on the waiver papers. She was not happy to have won this confrontation. Instead, she felt heartbroken by the breakdown of her family relationship. But Eleanor knew that her choice was the right one. This is not only about protecting her grandfather's legacy, but also standing up for herself, something she has never been allowed to do in this family. With the legal paperwork completed, Eleanor officially became the controller of Montgomery Technologies. For American audiences, this is a moment when they can feel proud of Eleanor, who did not succumb to family pressure and showed personal strength. However, they may also realize that this is only the first step in the long journey ahead. Not only does Eleanor have to work to protect the company, but it also needs to rebuild its credibility and position after the losses her family has caused. Michael and Victoria encourage Eleanor to take advantage of this opportunity to usher Montgomery Technologies into a new era. Now you must not only hold on to your legacy, Victoria said, but also pave the way for the future. This is not only for Grandpa, but also for himself. Eleanor agreed. She knows that this responsibility lies not only in managing finances, but also in building a fair and creative environment where employees are respected and the company is sustainable. The audience will encourage Eleanor to focus on restructuring and growing the company, and suggest that she seek advice from experts to avoid unnecessary mistakes. This is not only an opportunity for Eleanor to prove her worth, but also to convey the message that despite difficulties, integrity and perseverance will always prevail. Eleanor is now more than just an heir. She is becoming a worthy leader. Eleanor enters her new role with determination and enthusiasm. As CEO of Montgomery Technologies, she knew that she was not merely inheriting a company, but also had to prove that her grandfather's legacy could be sustained and innovative. But most of all, she wanted to build a work environment that reflected the values that her grandfather always upheld: honesty, responsibility, and respect for people. From the very beginning, Eleanor embarked on a restructuring of the company. With Victoria's support, she reviewed internal processes, eliminated unfair policies, and developed programs to support employees, especially those who had been affected by corruption under her family. She hosts one-on-one meetings with employees, listening to their opinions and stories. "I want you to know that this isn't just my company," she said during a company-wide meeting. "This is our company, and everyone plays a key role in its success." Eleanor also focuses on developing new products. With her business acumen, she led the team to develop an innovative product line, helping the company not only regain its prestige, but also achieve outstanding growth. Her efforts quickly paid off. Montgomery Technologies has not only restored its position in the market, but has also become a symbol of innovation and ethics in business. American audiences will be inspired by Eleanor's leadership, who not only overcame personal challenges, but also brought positive change to the business community. They will support Eleanor to continue to uphold her values and suggest that she can use this success to expand her influence and help other businesses learn how to combine development and ethics. Eleanor proved that true leadership does not come from power, but from vision and trust in people. After Montgomery Technologies restored its position in the market and achieved great success, Eleanor realized that success should not only be measured by revenue or profit, but also by the positive impact the company can have on the community. Her grandfather's advice echoed in her mind again. Always remember, we are not only building a business for ourselves, but also for the people around us. With that in mind, Eleanor decided to take an initiative to remember her grandfather and grandmother who inspired her. Eleanor founded the Hawthorne Memorial Scholarship, a program that supports students in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields, especially those who are disadvantaged but always striving to rise. She wants to help young people who are talented but don't have the means to pursue their dreams, in the same way her grandparents used to help her overcome life's challenges. Eleanor's first act was to give a scholarship to the daughter of the manager of the small restaurant where she used to work when she was young. "I'm a shining example of perseverance and hard work," Eleanor said of awarding the scholarship. "And this is how I want to thank not only him, but also the people who have helped me on my journey." American audiences, especially those who have always supported the values of social responsibility, will feel touched and proud of Eleanor's actions. They will encourage her to expand the scholarship program while combining it with internship opportunities at Montgomery Technologies, enabling talented students to develop their careers. Eleanor not only creates change in the company, but also in the community, demonstrating that true leadership always comes with compassion and social responsibility. Eleanor feels a deep sense of pride as she sees her scholarship recipients begin to achieve success. But what makes her happiest is witnessing how this scholarship program spreads the value that her grandfather always believed in, giving talented and hardworking people the opportunity to change their lives. Eleanor realized that personal success or company growth cannot be compared to the joy of building a strong community where everyone has the opportunity to reach their potential. However, Eleanor also knows that her journey is not over. She began thinking about how Montgomery Technologies could make a bigger impact. "We're not just helping students," she said in a meeting with the company's leadership team. "We can create an ecosystem where businesses, nonprofits, and schools work together to advance education and innovation." With that in mind, Eleanor launched a new initiative, partnering with local universities and businesses to offer internships, career guidance, and work opportunities to students. American audiences, who have always upheld the spirit of community and social responsibility, will be inspired by Eleanor's actions. They will support her continued use of her position and resources to expand her impact, not only within the company, but also on a larger scale. Suggestions for Eleanor may include setting up a nonprofit organization or a training center to assist workers in upskilling and adapting to changes in the economy. Eleanor has proven that true success is not only about achieving personal goals, but also about creating a positive legacy for society. By continuing to develop these initiatives, she not only honors her grandfather's legacy, but also inspires future generations of leaders about the power of kindness and compassion in business.